Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Safe Road Masters. My name is Quach, and today I'm going to discuss with you 10 safety tips for using taxis and ride-hailing services. This could be within Kenya, it could be within Africa, it could be within Europe, anywhere. But these rules and tips will apply to you, to your family members, and every other person. Honestly speaking, the apps have come along as a good aid to transport services. They are very convenient, they're cost effective, and they're very fast, for running personal errands and also for work, business travel. But it's important to remember that personal safety, especially in transport, is critical, and you have to take all the precautions to be safe. And let's be honest, some of these the drivers are different people, they come from different backgrounds. In the past, you've had people who have been kidnapped now when using taxi services. Some people have been attacked, some people have been mugged, and all that. Some have been dragged. So the rules that we are going to discuss and the tips are guidelines, that I believe, as having worked in the taxi industry sometimes back, doing dispatch and all that, is you need to really be conscious about them to keep yourself safe, to keep your family safe, and any other person. So these are guidelines. There could be so many of them. You've had different experiences, but these are guidelines that will really help you to keep yourself safe and your family members safe when you have to use these services. Of course, normally we say the best road safety is a trip which has not been taken, because if you don't take a trip, if you don't need to drive or you don't need to take these services, then you're safer. But if you have to take it, then you have to adhere to some of these guidelines to keep yourself safe. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Help us spread the news, help us create awareness, help us keep Kenyans safe. And please don't miss any of our videos, because all of them will have one or two things that you've never understood or have ever learned when it comes to road safety and personal safety, that will help you and your family in future. So please smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Now, without taking much time, let's go to rule number one. Number one, and this applies majorly to those who travel for business. You need to establish a preferred service provider for your employees, or even for your family in that case. For example, if you're somebody who over the weekend uses a vehicle the whole day and you don't want to use your vehicle, or you don't have a vehicle and you have to use taxi services, there are cab companies, for example, little cabs where you can book a preferred driver for the whole day. You understand? So what will determine your preferred driver or service provider will be the flexibility, the cost involved, the reliability, and their safety ratings. So all of this you look at and then choose your preferred driver service provider. That is one safety aspect, because as an organization or a family, then you can be able to track the level of service this service provider provides you. You can decide if it is Uber, if it is Mondo Ride, if it is Taxify, if it is Wasili, if it is Kenatco, whichever the cab you decide. But this, especially to employers, is critical that you be able to establish one or two service providers. I remember there once I was working in a company some time back, and all staff had only one option when they're using a cab, and that was gym cab. Then why? Because the company looked at their services, looked at their safety procedures, the policies, and they were happy with their services. So literally, they recommended all the employees to be using gym cabs. That was then. So you choose. That was some years back. I'm not sure whether gym cab is still there or performing to the same level right now, and I'm not here to market their services. But establish one service provider for you. Secondly, now number 2, and now this goes to individuals. Please choose a safe pickup and drop off points. Why? When you're using the taxi service or using an app, there are areas whereby, not only for you, even for the driver, that when he has to come and pick you, then it endangers him and even you. So you have to choose a safe pickup point. At the same time, when you're going to be dropped, you have to choose a safe drop-off point. Why? Because if it is a hotspot for theft, for mugging and all that, you don't need to be dropped at that point. Choose somewhere which is safe. That is a safety tip I'm giving you. Because the incident of theft, mugging and attack happens. Why? Because you want to be dropped at somewhere which is considerably unsafe, not only for you, even for the driver. So at all times when you're using taxi services, pick up a good point. You have to choose a very good point which is safe, and accessible for the driver to pick you, and also somewhere which is safe and accessible for driver to drop you off. Please remember that for your own safety. Remember that. Number 2, use trip planning tools. Later on in our website, you'll be able to see some example of a trip planning tool. But I can give you one aspect of trip planning tool is by choosing a contact person, whether in your family or person whom you are, like for example, ladies, you come from a date and the date is over and they're using a taxi to go back home. Then the person you are with probably could be a contact person or your family member, where you need to inform them when you're starting your trip and when you've arrived at your destination and which taxi service are you using. Basically as simple as that. Why? It keeps your family informed of your whereabouts and the services you're using and where you are, and there is an expected amount of time that probably the ride is supposed to take, and if it takes longer, then they can easily get concerned and follow up. This is safety, and it is personal safety, in that it is as simple as that. It is critical, it is important, because anything can happen on the road. That is my number 3. Number 4, check the facts before you get in. You've booked a taxi, you've booked an Uber. Now, make sure that the Uber that comes to pick you is the right driver. The number plate reflects what was communicated in the app. It's the right car. For example, if it was a Vitz, if it was a Honda Fit, make sure they are right. So only get into the vehicle if the model is right, if the license number plate is right, the driver's name and appearance match the information that you are provided by the hailing app. Please, that is critical, because if I were booking a taxi and when you are booking you saw the name Mary is the one coming to pick you, and then all of a sudden the taxi that comes is being driven by some beard guy, it's not Mary. The number plate probably is not reflecting what you was in the app. Please don't get in. Don't get in. And if there was a number you are communicating to Mary, call Mary and confirm where she is. Don't make a mistake of getting into a cab that doesn't reflect what was communicated in your booking. That is a safety tip I'm giving you when you're using taxi. Make sure the information, the facts are right for you before you get into that taxi. That applies for the apps and any other taxi booking that you probably do. Even if you are calling me to Kenatco directly and booking a cab, and they give you the details, this is the details of the driver, and before the driver arrives there's another taxi, and all that stuff. It's for your safety. It could be a planned kidnap, you never know. So please check the facts before you get into the vehicle. Now that brings me to one other thing. Where do you sit when you get into a taxi? Especially if you are alone, where do you sit? This is my advice. Please use the back seat. Why are you using the back seat? Because it gives you two exits in case of anything. It gives you two exits in case of anything. If you decide to be a co-driver and you sit next to the driver, you only have one exit to use. Secondly, when you sit at the back seat, you are away from the driver. If, for example, the driver was to become your attacker, you are away from the driver. And also during COVID, it's a good distance, as recommended. So please use the back seat. Okay, use the back seat for your own safety. I don't want to explain further than that, but I think you understand. Which number are we? We are at number 6. Yeah, number 6. So number 6, use the additional safety features that the apps have. What do I mean by this? When you book a taxi and you've booked, you can easily go to the reviews, or not even in that app, but you can look at the reviews and what about the company, about the particular driver. If there is anything that attracts your attention in terms of safety, bad reviews and all that, then you have a reason to be concerned. So please make use of those things. And also, after you've had a nice drive or a bad drive, please leave a review, because your review will help another person and keep them safe. So it's critical that you use those safety tools. Another thing is another point, please use those tracking services features that are in the vehicle. You can literally track after booking the vehicle, it's where it is and all that. They are not there for for marketing and all. Use them. Then you will be knowing that, okay, this is the right vehicle, he's in the right place, he's not lying to me, or he's not en routing to somewhere else before coming to pick you. All these, because you never know. Humans are humans. Probably you book a cab and they accept it, and then this guy goes somewhere else, picks some guys who will come to probably mug you, kidnap you and all that stuff. So use those features, track them, see where they are, see their driving behavior. It's critical for you. So much about that. Now let's get to another aspect now, not to the vehicles and the driver, but now you as a passenger. And this brings me to my 7th point. Be a good passenger. Please, this is critical. Be a good passenger. How? There are people when they book an app, they have booked, requested for a driver, then driver experience maybe small delays. Then from there onwards until they reach their destination, they scold the driver, they talk shit, they, all kind of stuff. My friend, it doesn't help you, it doesn't help the driver. The basic things to do not become a problem to this guy. Let this guy concentrate on the road so that he can get you to your destination safely. Avoid these behaviors, and women like this so much. Please, if the delay is there and you can't wait, cancel, book another, closest one. But if you decide to still use this guy, no matter how good or bad he is, keep it to yourself. Please do not exchange words with the driver and so on and so forth. You have opportunity to give your review after the ride. So avoid these things and become a good passenger. Then you can be sure you'll arrive at your location safely. You never know what could be going on with these drivers. So please look into that. And my second last one, please don't be a backseat driver. Don't be a backseat driver. What do I mean? You're in the backseat and you're telling the driver what to do. Let me not go further than that. That is wrong. That is wrong. People have different driving skills. People have different experience in driving. People see the road differently. So don't be driving from your back seat. It's not safe. It's not good for you. It's not good for other road users as well. So just let the guy do his work and avoid that. Then my last point, no matter how tired you are, or drunk, or so on and so forth, don't sleep. Don't sleep. Yes, this has been one of the reasons why people have been kidnapped, people have been raped and all that stuff, because they sleep. In fact, one of the experiences I had to solve some time back with the taxis is that someone books a vehicle, he's drunk, then gets into the vehicle. He says, I'm going to Kasarani. They start driving. When they are on Thika Road, he falls asleep. Driver does not know where your home is. He's forced to take your phone and scroll to find a contact of someone or your family member so that he can get you home safely. If it is a bad driver, what do you think would happen? He can easily rob you of your properties and leave you somewhere in a ditch. You get it? So you should never sleep when you are using taxi services. Be alert. Observe. It will help to keep you safe. So guys, those are my 10 tips for when you're using an app, or ride the hailings apps and all that stuff. So leave your comment, share your experience with us, and also follow our videos so that you don't miss our future videos on road safety. And we are happy to have you on board. Please give a comment, give us feedback, like our videos, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much, and have a safe ride with taxis and apps. Thank you very much.